Emily, Glenn, here's the scene roughly 15 hours after the shooting took place.
My name is Marcus Russell. I'm a precision millwright and a commercial construction worker. Um, Once a year in Salt Lake City, Utah, there's a shutdown in a I think it's a copper mine, and you work 12 hours every day for 30 days straight. Make like $3,700 to $7,000 a week, depending on how much you get paid. I used to make like $7,000. I would go and do this every year. It's a big operation. Thousands of construction workers, contract workers come to the point to where they have buses take us up this hill to go work on the site, and we just redo everything there. I used to go every year. Last year I was there, and while I was there, a old 70-year-old man, 75-year-old man named Craig Robertson killed for posting some stuff, threats to Joe Biden. Let's roll some footage.
ABC4 News celebrates 75 years.
Welcome to ABC4 News at 10. I'm Glenn Mills.
And I'm Emily Flores. We thank you for joining us here tonight. A historic visit today, President Joe Biden in Utah. But before he touched down, an FBI raid ended with the Provo man dead, suspected of threatening the president.
The FBI identifying that man as Craig Robertson. ABC4's Jonathan May joining us live from the scene. He's been there all day collecting the latest. What can you tell us tonight, Jonathan?
Emily, Glenn, here's the scene roughly 15 hours after the shooting took place. Police tape is still up, and it looks like agents have a mobile unit outside the home. Agents were here trying to serve an arrest and search warrant. That's when the man identified as Craig Robinson was shot and killed, leaving community members who knew him from their local church shocked.
I just can't believe this happened in my neighborhood. I just can't believe that, that it came to this. It just seems unreal. Like a complete overreaction.
Officials tell us
Overreaction. Craig Robertson was a firearms collector, military vet, born in 1948. He was killed on August the 9th, 2023 for threatening the then President Joe Biden on his Facebook. He paid for those posts with his life. The FBI raided his home at 6 a.m. to serve a search and arrest warrant after he allegedly pointed a revolver at them. They busted through the front of his window.
The investigation in Robertson dates back to April. According to court documents, Robertson posted online saying, "I hear Biden is coming to Utah, digging out my old ghillie suit and cleaning the dust off the M24 sniper rifle." In addition to making several threatening posts on his Facebook, agents say Robertson suggested online he would take physical action.
And I honestly think
it didn't start there. 10 months before that, before he was killed, he wrote on Facebook, "Hey, Merrick Garland, you demented weasel, go ahead and send your FBI SWAT team to my house." It's as if he knew they were coming. But Craig Robertson, he had a sign on the front door that read, "Never mind the dog, beware of the owner." He reminds me of my dad, real protective of his lawn. There was another news clip where the police had visited his house because he had allegedly pulled a firearm on the Ethernet people that were in his yard. Two men were suspiciously in his yard. He told them, "Get out my yard." They didn't get out their yard. He upped the strap on them. They called the police. When the police came, he asked the police, "Did you have a warrant?" They said, "No." "Why do you have a gun?" He said, "Because I always have my gun in my house." So, he sounds like my dad, like get off my lawn, like a real American man. Those men that we need here back in this country.
he may have just let himself get taken away on social media. I can't imagine that he could either physically or mentally act on any of that at all.
Through their investigation, the FBI said Robertson allegedly did own a sniper rifle and ghillie suit. No word yet on what took place leading up to the shooting.
He went to church every Sunday, so would have never expected something like this to happen.
The people who
He just was a imaginative older man who sat on his recliner, and he was 300 pounds. He had a hard time getting up out of bed. They say he just stood on a recliner, yelled at the news all day. 6 in the morning on August the 9th, they were at his back door. FBI agents with ballistic shields and rifles were in front of his house. An armored truck, like I said, busted through the front of his glass, and it was feet away from his house. They shot flashes into his house. That's when he told them, that's when he yelled, "Get out of my house." They yelled over the loudspeaker, "Come outside with your hands up." And then he said, he yelled at them again, "Get out of my driveway. I have not committed a federal crime." He was 75 years old.
Who attended his ward said Robertson was in his late 70s.
He loved his guns and he loved woodworking as a hobby, but I never saw anything that indicated that he might be violent. And, you know, he could be a kind of curmudgeonly old guy. You know, every ward's got one.
What are the lines between constitutional protected freedom of speech and federal statute against threats? You know what I'm saying? Let's look at some of the things that Craig threatened on that costed him his life. He posted, "I hear Biden is coming to Utah," in all caps, "digging out my old ghillie suit and cleaning the dust off of the M24 sniper rifle. Welcome, buffoon in chief." Was that enough to get him killed? His other posts, he always posts stuff like that. You know, he has a very vivid imagination. His other post on March 18, 2023. This is the one that got him a visit from the FBI initially. Trumpito had urged protesters, the prosecution that DA Bragg was trying to give him for the conciliation of misappropriation of funds case. He posted, "I'll be waiting in the courthouse parking lot garage with my suppressor, my Smith and Wesson at 9 a.m. and I'm gonna smoke a radical fool prosecutor that should have never been elected." Like I said, that post got him a visit from the FBI, and that's when he told them to come back with a warrant. 5 months later, they arrived with the warrant, and it cost him his life. Check this out. On Facebook, Craig Robertson was a super spy, a sniper that hides in bushes and snipes you from 300 yards away, or waits in a parking garage with his 9mm and assassinates prosecutors. But in actuality, Craig Robertson was a 75-year-old, 300-pound, go to church every Sunday, Salt Lake City, Utah military veteran, an American. Remind me of my dad yelling at the TV. I imagine my dad wouldn't know that if he said a bunch of wild stuff on a post, that it would cost him his life like it did this man. All this time they keep calling the 47th president a dictator, but I have yet to hear of, and people say bad things about Trumpito all the time. We should do this and do that to him. I've never heard of any of his naysayers being unalived. My name is Marcus Russell. This is the Marcus Russell Show. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Peace.